and welcome to an awesome day of FileMaker training. I'm Richard Carlton. I'm here at fmtraining.tv, where every day is a great FileMaker training day. But that was a lie. So I've already had my first live for the day because next week we're going to be off. So it's not every day. It's only when we feel like it, right? And even when we don't feel like it, we do it anyway, right? Let's see, let's take a look at the upcoming broadcast schedule right here. I'm gonna hit the button. We got Nick on hot standby. Today is FileMaker Coding Standards. This is whatever you listen to Nick, just do the opposite. Don't do what he says, because him and I really disagree on coding standards, right? I think you should not label anything, not label everything and have everything have the same name. Right, Nick?
No.
He didn't know what to say to that.
No. Yeah.
So before I go, I want to remind everyone, if you like the free training, if you like Nick, if you don't hate Nick's guts, then help support Nick. Help me pay Nick's salary by coming over here to fmtraining.tv, hit the bundles button, purchase one of these bundles. I can send you the Patreon where you just send me money and you don't get anything for it. But how about you give me money and I give you awesome training and I give you love and eternal contentment in your heart. How about that? That's pretty good. That's a low price for love and eternal contentment. That's a hell of a deal. So for those of you who are missing that at holiday time, you're a little depressed, just spend a couple bucks with me and I will beam good wishes to you. That will be not a problem at all. All right, so Nick, what are we doing today? You're doing your coding shenanigans. What are we doing with you? Tell me what we're doing.
Yeah, we do the coding standard and the syntax. So yeah, what we do today. So today we do the third day of the coding standard / calculation syntax, but I'm going to share my screen right quick. Okay, so what we do today, we do the third day of, let me stop my video here right quick to get the maximum of the bandwidth. So we do the third day of the coding standard and how to name things and stuff. So you had a question from yesterday.
People were curious about you covering calculation syntax specifically.
Yeah, so I need to finish the layout naming and the script naming first, and then I will see if I can go there. I don't want to rush because otherwise I'm going too much in one. So I'm a little bit behind, but we can do another session.
But say if this ends up not being enough time, you and I can do I can schedule one-off day to cover calculation syntax specifically.
Yes. I rather do that because it's important. The calculation syntax is something. It's something very important, and I think we can cover a full day on this. So
okay.
a full hour. So I rather prefer to do that.
I will write that down then.
Yeah. So let's talk about layout a little bit. Okay. So on the layouts, so let's take this example here. Let's say we start, or I can go there. It's the same. We have anchor buoy construction most of the time, and if you don't, you should do that. You should use the anchor buoy relationship map. So I think we have a webinar on this anchor buoy relationships.
Yes, we do. With you? Yeah, we do. Yeah. We have many on this.
Yeah, we have many on this. Yeah. So when you have an anchor buoy, okay, so pretty much you have a world, and pretty much you have a layout attached to the main, the anchor of the buoys, right? Anchor buoy. So you have companies, users, contacts, leads, estimates, projects, assets. So all of those, right? They are world, and typically, you have a layout attached to that world. Okay, so you have, let's say, for example, designer, or let's take contact. For them, you have contacts, right? So let's arrange this because it's bottom. Okay, so you have contacts like this, right? So you have a layout attached to this. To this occurrence, and then you have all the related records, the related tables and stuff like that here, right? So you have anchor buoy, right? So when you have this configuration, right, the layout naming and organization is more a layout organization that you need to take care of, okay? than layout naming. Okay, so you have a layout naming style, let's say, right? So if you see that, you can see I have all my world here, right? Projects, material. So you have pretty much all the world that I show you. You can see them here, right? So you have, the customers, the estimates, the projects, the calendar, invoice, all those things here is something that you can see here in the world, right? Here, staff, designer, companies, users, contacts, estimate, and stuff like this, right? So what you do when you have a staff world, you have a staff layout, right? So this layout, if I open it, right, it's the layout. Oops. It's a layout that show the attached to the world, right? So if I have this layout here, if I go layout mode, I can see that this is attached to T09. So this layout is attached to T09. So if I go to the relationship map, I will see the T09 here is there. This is the occurrence where you have the layout attached to it, right? And then you have all the related records here, right? Like this, right? But the layout attached to this. So what you want to do, you want to organize your layouts as they are organized in the relationship, right? For each world, you have a folder, and inside the folder, you have your layouts that are related to this world, okay? Everything inside this is related to estimates, right? So you have all the layouts attached to this. Same for projects. So you see the project is attached to the T17 world, right? So when you go there, and if I show you the T17, so you have the T17 world is there. So you have the project, right? And then you have all the relationship based on the projects, right? So same for everything, so you have the same for projects, and you have the same for material, for example. You have the material layout, and then because they are all related to the T26, estimate was T16, and project was T17, right? So you organized your layouts, right, with this pattern. Each world has one folder. Inside that folder, you have all the layouts related to that world. Everything that is related to estimate in terms of layouts needs to be organized as is, right? So then how you name it, right? But that's easy. You name it pretty much, you give a letter, L for layouts, right? L for layout, L300. This is the numbers for all the estimate layouts, right? So you have the 301, and then you can have like for example here, you have the 400, and then the 401A, B, and C. Same for same for here. So when you name it, so when you have only one, you say okay, L600. But if you have two like this, here you have two, L1000 and L1001, right? This is how, and you continue 1002, 1003, 1004, right? I'm going to come back for the A and B here. But this is how you do. So you can name whatever you want here. You name what it is. Like this is edit estimate version. This is the estimate data entry, right? So estimate that data entry is L300, and this is L301, right? So it's always good to have a letter and a number because you remember easier easily what it is. You know, the L300, like if I do the same game I did yesterday, like I give you 5 seconds to remember this, you will remember L300 in less than 5 seconds, right? But estimate data entry, you make, you know, or if you have a name a little bit more complex like this, right? It's not easy. It's not easy to remember all of those things when it is easy to remember L401A, right? So then what are those things, right? You can see here, I'm repeating this pattern. Inside each world, I have the same pattern here, right? Sometimes I have one more, sometimes not. Sometimes I have the backups. So what is this? Here, you put all the card style windows that are related to estimates, and you do the same naming system, right? So instead of saying L, like this is a layout, this is a C as a card. C300A, B 302, has kept the 303, I don't know why. 4, 5A, 5B, 5C, 6A, 6B, and 7A. Okay? So you put C here for card, right? So those are cards that you pop up or you use. Like, for example, this is a message. You know, normally I have a message displaying when I'm doing something. This is a message. This is not a message, right? This is a card saying, oh, it's done, right? If I open this, this is a done, you know, this project has been created successfully. It's a card that I pop, you know, to display something, right? So sometimes I have a card to pick up something, right? This is a pickup card. This is a card style window appear as a card in the layouts, right? So all of those layouts here, all of those here are cards. So that's why you put a C. Here you put L, right? So you put all the cards together and you name them from 0 to infinite, right? Then here, let's go to the backup. So what the backup? Each time I'm making significant change in one layout, right? That means I had a layout, but I'm going to change significant things on that layout. I'm duplicating the current layout. So let's say I'm in this layout, the edit estimate version, right? I'm in this layout, and I'm deciding that I'm going to make a huge change on that layout. I mean, I'm going to change things. I'm not saying that you do that all the time, that you edit a layout, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. But when you say, yeah, I'm going to change things, I'm going to make significant change here, right? So what you do, you duplicate that layout, right? You duplicate it. It's okay. That's the current version, right? You duplicate it when you want to do it. You want to do it. Okay. And then you move it to backup, right? You say, okay, in case of, right? And you rename it, you remove the number here. You said, okay, you put XX like this. Then you know they are retired. They're not in the middle. They won't, if you call the L301, this one won't come, okay? And you put here a backup like this. Say, okay, this is a backup. Sometime when you have a many change like this, I can put a date here. Say, okay, that was a backup as December 2023, or it's that a backup of September 2023, or whatever. You can keep different version of your layouts, right? So that helps, because if you want to reverse course, say, oh yeah, I want to reverse course. Or you want to pick something that you had before. Let's say you delete something. Say, why did that? Why delete this stuff? Now I need again. I need this button, or I need this pour, or whatever. Okay, you go to the backup, and you retrieve it. Okay, so that was a backup. Now I want to explain those two things here. Okay. If you want to organize your project well, you need two things. Okay. So the first, you need to have an occurrence that has the name of the table. That means you need to have a table. Each time you create a table, right, that we create an occurrence. And you need to keep that occurrence like this, right? So you keep that occurrence free. That means each time you create a table, so you have the name of the table. Let's say I'm creating a table, new table, okay? New table. Okay, I'm creating a table, right? And automatically, FileMaker will create an occurrence with that new T somewhere here. Yeah, here. So I have an occurrence with that new T, right? So new table. And what I do, I keep it here and I keep piling them. So pretty much I have an occurrence with the exact same name as the table, right? I don't rename it. I let the natural name, right, of the table, and I keep it as is without any relationship. I never use that. Those are just occurrences free of any relationship, right? So yes, it's true. Many things won't work, but that's the purpose. That means there's many of the lookup won't work, or pretty much all the auto entry calculation won't work. If you use that, you don't use that anywhere. You just have them, right, in your relationship map to do this. So let's discard this. I don't want. I want to be able to access in a table view those tables, right? Those tables. I want to be able to access them free of, so this layout, right? This layout here, it's a layout where I have no triggers. You have no trigger. When you have a trigger, you have this red explosion icon here. So here I have no triggers, no relationship from these occurrences. And I have a layout I call tables, and I present them as a table view. Why I'm doing this? Well, to be able to access data, check data, delete records, right? Import records, to make sure that I am in a sandbox. I have nothing happening here. It's just to display data, right? So that's important when you want to do custody work, you want to replace things, and you don't want to be disrupted by any auto entry or whatever, because they won't work. Because the auto entry is context dependent, right? Before we go to the question, so this is very easy. It's very useful to have. So as you can see, I'm organizing them per world. All of those things are related to projects, right? So all of those things belongs into the project world, right? All of them. So this is how you organize your thing. All of those layers, all of those tables are in one way related to the projects, right? Same for here. Those are related to estimates. those here, the table, they are related to customers in one way, okay? And they are all named as the table. You see, they are related to the associated table cross-reference 12. The name is cross-reference 12. The name is the same as the table, right? And then before we go to the question, I have the same technique for context. Okay, it's the same as getting the table name. It's the same as this. They are tables, okay? They are tables, but they are context tables. Those are raw, direct from the table. Those are from the context. That means, and I have also, I have no triggers. I have nothing. They are free of triggers, free of triggers. So what I have, and all those contexts are the contexts that are related to the customers. Here I have the same. If I open this, all those contexts are contexts related to the estimate. So what is a context? Right? So the tables are the layout are layouts pointing to those occurrences where there are no relationship, right? They are free of them. But those T27 estimate version, for example, here, right? This is the table view. It's a table view that points to that context. That means in that table, I have all those relationships available to me because I'm here. So the layouts point to here. Is not pointing to the estimate section that should be somewhere here, estimate version, right? This here doesn't have any relationship. So if I have a layout pointing to that occurrence, I have no relationship possible, right? But if I'm positioning myself here, I have all of those available to me. So those layouts, if I'm opening this, it's a table view, right? And I can see records, but also if I modify something, that will be, I will have the relationship working. I will have the auto entry working. I will have the relookup working. So it's good sometimes you say, okay, I want to, I want to check this estimate. So you grab your estimate, right? This is the same estimate. Those are the version of the same estimate. And then you can change the date. You can do whatever you want here, right? It's like, so you have access to the real data, right? So why we have these layouts, right? So for example, I have my estimate T16, I have my L300 estimate data entry, where this is the layout where I'm interacting, but I have the same context here. They point to the same table, the same occurrence, T16, and here I'm going to the T16 as well, right? So they both point to the T16. They are the same records. So I have 99 record, 99 record. They are the same, but this layout, right, is showing me in data in table view. So why I need this? Because when you use scripts, and you want to go to a context, when you have a context, so you have a script. Let's see if I can go to estimates. And I'm going to the pesos. Don't have pesos and estimates? Yeah, on version, yeah. Version and pesos. Okay. So when you say go to layout, right? Or let's see if I have the T16 somewhere here. Do I have a go? You know, but anyway, I can take this one. I'm going to the layout. I want to go to a context. I need to be in a context to do something. Yeah, I need to be in a T30 estimate item context to import, replace, and then from here, I'm performing another scripts, right? So I need to be in a specific context, right? So which layout I am using to go there, right? I'm using my context here. I have a layout in a table view. I'm going to that layout, and then my script do all the thing. I'm not going to a layout where I have triggers on the layout, where I have a bunch of objects and stuff like that. No, I want a layout free of all of those things. If I open this, you know, it's a layout empty. I have nothing in that layout. I just show a table view, and I modify the field that I want to see by adding, you know, adding a column like this. But in the layout itself, in layout mode, is blank, because I don't need to go to that layout. That is for the data entry. You have a lot of things, pull, or, you know, because when you go, when you have a script that says, go to that layout, if you have a bunch of crap on that layout, the server will need to not display, but need to evaluate all of those things, the conditional formatting and the hidden states and all of, and say, why you need that? On the server, you will never see anything. You will never see that. That happened on server. So you go to layouts that are free of objects, pointing to the right context, and then your script can do the real thing. Because I need to import the data in that context. Because when I import, I have a bunch of auto entry calculation and relookup that happen. So I want that to happen. But all of those, they need to be on the T30 context to work. And then I'm replacing this. And you can see I'm replacing a field in a T30 context, and I'm replacing a field with data coming from the T30D relationship, right? So if I'm not in a T30 context, this won't work. It will say field missing, relationship missing. That's what it will say. So I want to go to, and to be honest with you, I don't have a data entry layout for this. Why? Because the T30 estimate item is this. It's a portal. This is my estimate item. This portal, it's a portal. I don't have a layout for that. So I have a context that points to that context here, that to that table, estimate item. And I have a context because for that table, estimate items, I have a world, right? I have a world, and let's fix this. I have a world and I need the D, for example. You know, in my scripts, I go there and then I need to replace item data with that relationship. But that relationship exists only, from the T30. So I need to be on the context. So this organization here is very cool. Why? Is because let's say you want the T30 context, so it's there, right? So if you want the L300, you have here, you can look easily, because if you say estimate, this is what you get. So which one, right? But because I have the context and because I have a number, you understand? So for example, here, so in this name here, I have in the card, I have the A, B, and C. So why I have this, right? Because they all belong to the same workflow, right? They all belong to the same workflow, those cards, right? They together, right? They together. So that's why I group them together that way. Same here. I create a project card. So I create a project. I say that generating project, please be patient. And then I have the done message. Yeah, okay, so I'm displaying this first and then this one. So I group them together. They belong to the same workflow and they are called from the same scripts, right? So that's why it's cool to have this type of name, because you know what you do. You say, okay, I'm starting with the A, then I have the B. The same here, as you start with the A, then you have the B, then you have the C. So it's the workflow. And in your scripts, you see them. You see the workflow. You call the A, then you call the B, then you call the C. Same here, call the A, call the C. So I don't know if I can show you the generating projects. Maybe I can go directly. So most of the time when I have something complex like this, I know the button is here. So let's open the button here. And so the organization of the folder to group the table together, group the context together. No, this is not the right one. So let's hide this one. Oh yeah, that's this one. So here we have the scripts, right? New window is a A. So I'm popping the window with the A, right? And then at the end, right, I might have somewhere a new window with a B. I don't know where it is, but it should be there. Here, So I'm there. I go there. So I show, the creation project card, right? And then I have the B here. I'm going to the B. I'm doing all of this to the project, to this, with this card. I'm doing all of this. And then I go there and I change to the B project card and done project card. And I have a typo here. So so you can see, so you have one number to remember, the 306. So you remember one number, and then you say, okay, I'm going to the A, and then I'm going to the B. Most of the time, I don't even know the name of my project and my layout, and that's why I have a typo. I never realized the typo, to be honest with you. So let's fix the typo. Is because I don't read the name of my layout most of the time. I name them when I create them, and then after that I don't even know the name, because I rely always with the number. Because is much easier to remember. When I come here, I see, I check which layout I need to go to, and I say, okay, 306A. So I go to my layout, to my script, and then I, change my stuff. This is how I do for the layouts. That's pretty much all. Organize. Don't be crazy in foldering and stuff like this, and stay as clean as possible in your layout name and in your layout organization, because we have no good way, to select a layout and to pick a layout, especially when we go here. This is what we have. We have this. So, this is how you pick a layout, right? We have no preview. We have nothing. So to make sure the numbering is very cool, because I remember the 306. So I know I have 2, right? Because I typed this name, right? So I don't even know the name. I don't care. The numbering is good. So if we don't have any questions.
Not particularly. Comments, questions, concerns, everyone?
It's very weird. Or nobody cares. Nobody cares. You can do whatever you want. I mean, I know that when I work on a project that doesn't have this type of organization, I'm wasting a lot of time. So here we have the before. So it wasn't that bad, by the way. Before, it was still project material, right? But it wasn't that bad before. They did, but it was a small solution. So now it's kind of so you have all layout V2 here. You have, so that's how they have things, right? It was like, okay, misorganized a little bit, but it's okay. No numbering. Without numbering, it's very complicated. It's very complicated.
I have
So,
kind of an interesting comment, and I'm going to talk about this real fast with you. Someone asked, "Can you please get the file from the previous 2 days?" As far as I'm aware, this is a customer file, so this is not a file to be shared.
This is a $120,000 solution.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to, and it's not done. So we're far from done.
If you want a file that has kind of this system, I know that FMSP to some level has this.
Yeah, FMSP has this, this pattern, even though it's not really the same, because the layout, yes, but the scripting, no. And so that's why I want to go to the scripts naming, because this is the most important. So I'm going to have the next 20 or 25 minutes on the scripting.
Got it. Okay, cool.
On the scripts. Okay. So the scripts. Okay, this is a big topic, right? Because we have a lot of scripts. We tend to create scripts sometimes, and we don't know what we do. Most of the time, we don't remember which script we were using. We don't know which one it is. We have one thing V1, and then we have another one V2, and then we have So it can be very quickly. It can be a very big mess. Very big mess. Okay. So how to avoid the big mess on the scripting? Because here I have a bunch of scripts, right? You can see only on estimate. I have all of this, where I have the trigger, then I have the task, and and I have the piece of subscript. Okay, and the change order, and the piece of the change order, and the triggers. So all of those just for estimates, right? Okay. So of course you need a strong organization. Okay. I don't use a lot of folders because they're not that practical. But I use them when it's relevant. Okay. So here I have the estimate, so I have multiple level, right? So, but I'm going to explain. So as you can see here, I have the same pattern for each world. I have a folder for the calendar, the users, the system, the home, assets, contact, leads, design, estimate, project, calendar, that's another one, invoice, material, supplier, company, you know, all of those are worlds, right? All of those are my worlds on my relationship map. So I know that when I am in contact, or here, for example, I'm in estimate. Let's go contact because it's smaller. Contact, where's contact? Oh, customer contact. So when I'm in contact, that layout, the scripts that belongs to that layout are there. You know, so I have contact layouts. Those for this layout, all my script come from here. Can be anything. Can be a button, or can be a trigger, pesos, right? So this is how you organize things. Layouts, then you have a folder, right? And within the folder, you start naming things, right? So, and you know, you start creating your scripts. Here I'm giving an indication. So I'm in contacts, and they are between 2,800 and 2,999. Okay, so this is my naming between this, and you know, if I can use all those, I can use almost 200. You know, I can use 200 scripts for contacts, right? So I start with one. Sometimes I skip, you know, sometimes I put it's come 20, 28, 22, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be as much as you can keep the order. Sometimes I have twice the same name, but it's okay, the same number. Doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't matter if that happened. It doesn't matter. You know, sometimes I'm when I work on something like this, and then I know I might add another one, you know, so I skip some numbers to give me some freedom here, and then I'm starting 2820, not 2818, right? So so this is how the numbering. So you keep going the number, but it's okay because that script was somewhere else before, and then I changed it. It was something here. It was somewhere here, and I'm changing to group them together. I don't want to rename because otherwise I have to rename all of them because the 2806 is already taken. It doesn't matter because those numbers is because, okay, I want the script 2815. You remember the number. You will remember the number. You know, you will never remember the go-to company. And even if you look for, okay, I want a go-to. This is my go-tos. So which one, right? So I have this go-to company. I have this one to go-to company, right? And I have this one go-to company. So the numbering and this presentation here, you know, I am in contacts. And from contact, I want to use the go-to company. I know it's not this one because this one belongs to estimates. And it's not this one neither because this one belongs to projects. It's this one belonging to contacts because I am in contact. So if you don't have this organization where one layout, name contact, pointing to the contact table, right? And the layout within a folder that named contact, where you have a scripts with a folder named contact, where you have all the script belonging to that layout in one folder. If you don't have this, what you need to do, go to contact from contact, go to contact from estimate, you need to give a name like this, very large, right? Because you need to name it, and it's complicated. No, it's go to contact belonging, is go to company belonging to contact. This one is go to company belonging to estimate, and this one is go to company belonging to projects. Right? I don't need to put more info. And this one, go to company, because is belonging to site. And I can see it. I see it. And then you say, yeah, okay, but at one point, let's say you work on a script here, let's say you're here and you add a script inside. So the first thing you do, right? So you want to add a script inside. First thing you do, you name it. So 4616. So you are in the 46. You are in the 4600 something, right? It tells you are in the 4600. Those are sites, right? Those are sites. Can be 47, right? But 46, 47, that's sites, okay? And you say, this is the test, right? The test. And then you say, okay, you want to perform a script here, right? And then we have this window here. So now I want to go to the go-to company, but I don't remember go-to company, to be honest with you, right? I don't remember. Okay, so it's a 46 something. Of course, because I am in, I'm in sites. It's 46 something. Okay, it's this one, right? Or even if you say go to, right? And you hear, so this is not the go-to company I want to go. This is not the go-to company I want to go, right? Obviously, this is the one I want to go. It's belong to the 46, correct? Because I am in the context. So I know with those names that the script I want to go, that the script I want to use. Same when you want to do a button. So when you want to do a button, oh, that's a layout. So when you want to do a button here, so where you want to go, right? So here you notice that I'm using emojis in my folder name, okay? Why? For this reason, right? So sites. This reason, because FileMaker implemented this menu. The guy who implemented that, I think he was drunk, right? The guy was drunk that day. And then they were on drug because they never fixed it, They never fixed, because this is a nightmare. This menu is a freaking nightmare because it's a flat menu and it doesn't show you the incremental, because this is the list of folder. This is the list of those folders in one unique line, in one unique, there's no hierarchy. You don't know, they're all, all flats. This subscript belong to system, right? But it's flat. You don't know. So I use this trick of the emojis because, okay, this is hamburger, this is home, because the emoji, boom, it's the top of your hierarchy. you know, those are the top. And then inside you have, you know, all the folders, okay? But that's the top. So if I go there, right, and I go there and I use that menu, right, I know this emoji, where it is. This emoji, I've triggered inside, but this is leads, right? This is sites, sorry, right? So that's why I'm using emoji to know where I am. And it's funny, you know, project, calendar, invoice, material, supplier, companies, designers, staff, site, HTML calendar. Okay, so you know, system, users, you know, so I have emojis, and it looks good, right? So you can do that. So, and if you want, so you have this filter here, and if you want to select something, right, you're there. You want this one, for example. And the 4616 is a number you're going to remember. You're going to remember. So, do we have any questions so far?
People are saying they definitely care and that you were explaining it very well. We do have a question. Why are folders for scripts not practical?
Because it's not readable really well. You know, if you have many folder, you know, embedded folder, I never go more than one. Okay. It's very rare when I go more than one. Right? It's because it's not practical. Right? Here I have this, yeah, because the popover. Sometimes, you know, I'm doing the freedom, but most of the time I have one level and second level, but never free level. It's not very practical to access it for the reason I told you. For example, I didn't know how I name my script, right? That I created, but I remember the 4616. I remember it, right? Oh, I have another one, but it's okay. It doesn't matter if sometimes you have a double like this. It doesn't matter because, okay, it do its job of filtering, right? So because when you hear, you know, navigate from, you know, when you have a lot of subfolders and stuff like that, it's not very practical, right? It's better to have a good naming like this, and then you have separation. You know, and you will see that if you adopt this system of numbering, you will remember, because most of the time what we do, we spend a couple of days, couple of hours working on the same script or group of scripts, and then we jungle with those numbers. We get the number in you know, in memory, you know, in our minds. After that, we forget, you know, when we stop working on that particular section. But till you work on this, you keep going and you keep remembering the numbers. Your brain will remember a number much easier than a name, because we don't use the same part of the brain. It's not the same memory. You know, the numbers, we use the brain, the fastest brain. The text is not the same side of the brain. So we have more difficulty as humans to remember text than remember numbers. So that this is how we are made of, right? So it's not my fault. So number is better. So now let's talk about naming. Okay, let's take 10 minutes for that. Okay, so we saw the organization. You understand. You have the design, and then you have all the triggers. All the triggers I've used in one layout. You know, all the triggers are there, right? They are, you know, and then I have not only I have the triggers. For example, if I go version here, I have the trigger and I have the pieces, you know. So I'm going to talk about this. What about the name? So we have the, you know, we have the number. So following, boom, boom, boom. When they belong to the same workflow, you use the same pattern, A, B, C, D, because they all belong to the same workflow, right? So, when you look for scripts, 3506, right? You have this one and this one, you have the same workflow here, right? But then how you name them, okay? For example, here you can see all the scripts, all of them, they start for what they do. Cancel, create, validate, open, validate, add, validate, select, filter, reverse, filter. So it's an action. They open, validate, remove, right? They add, select, open, go, right? Select, open, sometimes I don't have, they can be save or close, edits, delete, cancel, right? So if I want all my cancel script, they're all there. They cancel. If I want my deletes, they're all there. They all delete something, right? If I want my go-to, I have all my go-tos, right? You understand? So you have actions. I want my edit scripts, all my edit script, they're all here, right? Open. All my open scripts. Open, 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 open. Okay. So you have the name is the number between parentheses, right? Then you have what is doing, the action. And then action what? So what and for what? So open subcontractor, open material, open equipment, open personal, open new task, open section. So if I say delete, what I'm doing, delete phase, delete change order, delete subsection, delete estimate item. So it's really straightforward. Delete this, right? Open this, change this, right? Go to designer, go to contact, add section, delete sections, select clients, open. So client picker, right? Open client picker. So I know what it is. I'm going to open a window where I have the client picker. So my name here is related to the client picker action. So so that is part of the syntax, of the calculation syntax. I try to keep consistency between the script name and the layout where it's involved, because I'm opening, what can I open in FileMaker, right? Most of the time it's a layout. So I open a client picker and I'm opening the client picker layouts that names client picker, right? If I open designer, is designer picker. If I show estimate status, okay, so I go and I have the status here, right? You can see here, show related ID of status. So status, most of the time I try my best to keep the consistency like this, right? So go to designers here using the layout designer data entry, okay? Go to sites. Here, go to site using site data entry. Company data entry. So don't make names. Go to project, then do this, then do that, then delete this, then add this, then okay. Because no, a script. We can work on a good strategy for scripting, right? But I never have huge scripts. Never, Sometimes, yeah, okay, but I'm not doing, it's not huge. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm setting fields, right? But it's not like, So I keep trying to be very conservative in terms of script. Of course, I'm using other scripts here. I'm performing other script. So this is for the normal scripts. Then we have the triggers. Triggers are interesting because we need to know what they do. Okay, I need first of all to identify them as a trigger. So they all identify as a trigger. All of those are my triggers. All. Because in my name, I'm putting the number, trigger pipe. And what trigger is? This is an on layout mode enter. Layout mode enter is layout / mode enter is the same. On panel switch, on record load, right? On object save, on record commit, on layout keystroke, right? So pretty much they follow the same terminology of where they will be attached on record load, record commit, record revert, on layout keystroke. I have it here on layout keystroke. So that means that trigger is attached to an on layout keystroke trigger and where in company, right? Because I'm in companies. So I don't need to say, oh, it's a on layout trigger, cancel new contact on company because I want to know that isn't no. Is there? I'm in company folder. Then I know this belongs to company because and is within the range of the number 41. So if I go to company, I bet you that on layout keystroke, I'm going to find this, but maybe not this one because this is on company, but on not. I don't think it's there. It's on the card. Cancel new contact is on the card. This one is not here. But if I go layout commits, okay. Sometimes I'm putting company, but here because it depends. If I have different what's the name? If I have a different layouts, right? So this one, I put companies. You can put whatever you want. So that's why the point I want to come. So you have trigger, you identify the trigger on record load and company. So this 4192, if I go there, I'm going to find it. It's there. Is on record load and company. So this is the trigger. But you can tell, like for example, here I forgot to put the trigger. I don't know now. This I don't know where it is. I have no idea where it is positioned. This I know. I know straight where to find it. This one, I know straight where to find it. It's an on panel switch, right? It's there. I bet with you, the 4191B is there. Yeah, but on the other one. So I have another here. Is on one of those. It's on one of those panel, or this one. I have the A. So the A is here. Okay. So if I want to find it, I need to go there. Look. If I want to find where this is belong, I copy this. I go into the objects because I know of crap. It was company. Okay, company 1.1.1. Okay, so I copy this. I'm going there. Paste here. Why is not? I might have changed the name when I copy paste this. It was 1.1.1. I don't remember. Oh, I have this. I forgot this. I bet. Normally it should be attached to, but I don't know. I don't remember. It should be company. I don't remember why it's doing this. But anyway, so normally I know it's on the panel switch, is on one of those panels, because I know This is on panel switch trigger on company. So it needs to be there. It has to be there somewhere. So I don't know why it should be on one of those. It's how I name this. Slide 1. I don't know. So it's on slide 111. 11111. Why here is on this panel. It's on this panel. So yeah, it's see, it's on this panel. On slide is on this panel here. So yeah, see 4191B. So with the number here 1111, I found it. Is on this panel here, right? So, but I knew where to search because I have the on panel switch trigger, right? So this is very important, right? So this is why I named this. And then after that, you can put whatever it is. When the scripts needs a parameter, when the script needs a parameter, I put this to remind me that this script needs a parameter, that this script requires a parameter. I need a parameter on this one, Those no, this yes, So if I want to know all my scripts needing the parameter, I just search for those. Those require parameter, I require parameter here. See, parameters, I require parameters. So it's for me to remind me, okay, this script needs a parameters. Don't forget, like you put the button on the layouts, right? You put your script with the parameter, right? And then you don't put the parameter, right? Okay, if you don't know, now I know when I go there, I say, oh yeah, parameters. Oh, I need my parameters because I say you need parameters, right? It says in the name, don't forget the freaking parameter, otherwise it won't work, right? So before we go to the question, if we have them, how about the pesos is? A pesos, it's a script that belongs. I need a script to perform it. That means I cannot have a button perform script on server. No, I have a button that performs a script that will perform a script on server. But how I know which scripts perform that pesos? Well, it's because I'm naming like this. So these scripts perform the script on parameter. Where is it? Yeah, it's deactivated. It's deactivated, but it's, because it's what is set asset type? Oh yeah. It's a test. So it's deactivated, but it's there. So I name the pesos from the name of the original scripts. This script is the script that will perform that, right? So this is where I'm performing this. So the name of the pesos is the same as the original name of the script. And then I'm adding pesos in front of the name to know, okay, where are my pesos? They are all there, they're all there. They're all there, right? So sometime, so these rules about a pesos that performs with the same name, that works if you have a simple script. But if you have scripts and you perform multiple pesos from the same script, you cannot do that. You need to name them differently, right? But most of the time, that is possible to to set the order. Okay, set the name based on the original scripts, right? But also always, like for the trigger, the pieces, they are in a folder and they belong to the parent folder, right? Don't group them together. They're all together. All those pieces I have in this belong to estimates. For sure, right? So, questions?
The only one question which we'll have before you wrap it up is why do you not shorten the description of your triggers? Like, basically, why don't you use OLE for on layout enter instead of writing out on layout enter every time?
Because it's unreadable, and OLE and OTF and those abbreviation. I hate abbreviation because they don't, question. What do you read here?
On record load, on record.
Okay. So that's the answer. You don't see OLE. You see on layout enter, but it's not a big deal to type this. Most of the time, I'm duplicating another on layout. You know how I'm doing this is that's easy. Let's say I want to do a new on layout enter. So most of the time this one, for example, right? I copy this while duplicated, right? And I start from here, and I change the letter, the numbers, and I change this. I say, okay, well, test, and this is 0000, right? That's it. That my name is there. So I'm using the same, and then I'm changing. I can reshuffle this or just delete everything and start from scratch. So you do that, yeah. But OLE and no. I remember a guy I was working on the solution from a guy. He was using so many abbreviation. He has a legend. He has a legend.
A legend.
To tell the people what the abbreviation was. What the heck is this? No. I mean, I understand we all lazy, but there's stuff you cannot be lazy. I inform my customers. I inform my customer. I will take time to do that. You don't want me? Okay, bye. It's no, because it saved me time.
Well, yeah, they're paying like upfront to have saved time and saved money later on, and also anyone
exactly.
else looks at the database, they can theoretically figure out what's happening.
Exactly. So that's the point about the syntax. Do I need a help? Do I need a comment? It's a trigger on layout mode enter on sites. What do you need more? If you put OLE site, okay, what it is? Okay, I need to go there and put a comment. Okay, this is a trigger. Okay, what I don't need. I don't need. The calculation syntax was to show you how you can name on scripts the name variable, use calculation in a way that you don't need comments and you can read and you can understand what's going on without doing anything, right? But the name is very important. How it's organized is very important. When you're inside, you have all the site stuff. All those scripts belong to that layout. All layouts that belong to that, context, or where the site is, the site here. The site is all on the customer, the customer, because this is a particularity. It's something you can do, you group them all in one customer, big entity, all of them, because they all belong to customer here. So now you can be bigger in the group, right? Because when you go here in my hamburger menu, right? So when you go there, you go customer, you have company on customer, you have company, contact, and sites. So if I go there, I have company, contact, company, sites, and then within company and contact, you have leads and design, right? So that's why they all belong to this customer group that I create here on my menu. That's why I group them. Before I had all them spread, but I group them together because it's easier. It's like projects. In project, you have estimate, estimates, project, invoice, maintenance, staff, and designer, right? So this is why I have this. You have projects, on project here, but I didn't group them all I should do that. But anyway, I group them like this. Okay, so I'm not a fan of abbreviation because after that you need a legend. Okay.
Yes. Okay, with that being said, I think we are good. We will see Nick after Christmas.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas, everybody. So Happy New Year. Have fun with family, friend, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
And and we see you next year for new adventures.
Yes. For the rest of you, I will still be here tomorrow and Friday. So hope y'all show up, or it'll just be me and Richard talking. So if not, which is fine. Thank you, Nick, very much. We will see you later. Have a good one, everybody.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.